That trailer is such trash. And I am astounded at the mental gymnastics that people are trying to do to make it seem like that trailer's okay. No, it's okay. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Now, if you're just a James Gunn fan and you love his movies, I understand how you would be like, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. If you're a Superman fan, though, if you're a traditional Superman fan, I don't see how you can get on board with this trailer. And I'm just talking about the trailer, right? The teaser trailer. It was crap, and people need to stand up and say it was crap. In a world where Superman has been dragged through the mud with the Snyderverse, and that was a rough, deconstructing, garbage take. We need bright, hopeful Superman, right? They released the poster. It was still him in that garbage flight suit that's not the real super suit, but at least they released a poster. He was, upwards, and they were doing the John Williams music and all that stuff. Right now in this cultural moment, if you want to introduce us to your new take on Superman, you need to show us bright, hopeful, competent, joyful, inspiring heroism. That's what you need to show us. James Gunn said, nah, screw that. I'm going to show Superman getting his butt kicked. And then I'm going to show people mad at him and throwing stuff at him. And I'm going to show it really bleak and other heroes having to come in and protect him. And I'm going to show him can't even get up and walk. He's got to have his dog bring him home. He's so bloody and dirty. What the F are you smoking, James Gunn? What the hell are you thinking? I'm sorry. It pisses me off so much. And people are defending him for this crap. I've heard the most ridiculous explanations for, well, the people who are throwing things at him, they represent the Snyder fans, and he's actually being very meta here, and no, he's being stupid is what he's being. I heard his explanation of it too, him coming out and saying, well, Superman beat up, that represents the state of America right now because we're all pretty beaten up, and we want to be good, but you stupid fool. Superman does not represent. He's not a symbol for America. He's what leads us. He's what helps America become better. He's the spirit of America in terms of what we hope we could be, all the things we aspire to. You don't show him screwed up and failed and beaten up, and because that's just like a commentary on our state right now. Screw you, James Gunn. You don't understand the character. And how are people... It all boils down to this. People just want to be excited for something. And some of the people, and I've talked to some people, not even just on YouTube, but like friends in real life who are just Superman fans, are like, look, I went through so much negativity with the Snyderverse and stuff, and it just feels good to be excited about something. Superman deserves better than that. Superman deserves better than just your blind excitement, just choosing to be excited about something. This movie is crap, or this trailer is crap. Let me be very clear. James Gunn's trying to please everybody. I guarantee you the next teaser trailer will be all of that hopeful, bright, happy, funny stuff. I guarantee you. Because he wants to please everybody. He's very cognitive of Snyder Bros who are ticked off that, that it was taken away from their boy Cavill. And so he's going to try and please them a little bit. So we got some darkness with serious grit, and it's serious, guys. We're translating this for a modern audience. It looked awful in every way. And I've heard no defense that made any sense. I've heard everybody trying their best to explain it this way or explain it that way, or what he was trying to do. Screw that. He had one job. Show us bright, hopeful. We haven't had that in forever with Superman on the big screen. We need it. We need it now. He could have shown it to us, and he didn't. He dropped the ball. The suit, the ugly, butt ugly suit, whatever. If it was still bright, hopeful, true blue Superman, I'd overlook the suit in a heartbeat. I mean, I was willing to overlook the Superman Returns suit because there are issues I have with that when the movie came out. And the trailer was, But that's another example. Hollywood just can't get it right. Superman Returns was supposed to be a return to the bright, and this was the post 9/11 world, and they were supposed to give us the real deal Superman coming back, inspired by the Donner film and all that stuff. And Bryan Singer and his writers were like, they had some moments of that. Great casting in Superman, But then they just did these weird things that Superman would never do. And like, no, do you understand the character in his universe? And what did Hollywood, what was the lesson they learned from that? Well, okay, so the Donner inspiration doesn't work. So let's go the opposite direction. And then they gave us, Hobo Man of Steel, just deconstructed the snot out of him and made him a crap garbage character. And then you're finally going to swing back the other way, put the John Williams music in there, maybe make us think that you're doing something right. No, you're not. And those of us who've been following James Gunn and hearing the things he says about the character, it's no surprise to us. We know you don't understand the character. He said he did not want to do a Superman movie because he just didn't get the character. He just didn't connect with him, didn't like the character until he stumbled on this idea of Superman divided between his Kryptonian heritage and his Earth upbringing. And that was his in to the character. And that was his in and how he was able to write the story. Superman is not divided one little bit. There's no division in his, psyche or loyalties or whatever. He's Earth. He's from Earth. That's as far as Superman's concerned. He's Earth. He's a man. He's an American. He's a Kansas boy raised by Ma and Pa Kent from Smallville. That's his identity to the core. When in all the good stories and all the good tellings, when he finds out about his Kryptonian heritage, he's deeply respectful of it. He respects he respects what his parents, the sacrifice they made. He learns about it and all of that. Doesn't change who he is, though. He is Ma and Pa Kent's boy from Kansas, America. He's from Earth. He's super in that he can do things, but he's a man. That's his identity. That's the core of the character. There's no conflict. There's no division. And James Gunn doesn't get it. And James Gunn has got so many people just determined to like this movie, and they play it. They're creating a false binary. I did that video talking about the problems with the trailer, and I can't tell you how many people jumped in the comments originally. Oh, you Snyder Bros are all the same. You just want it to be like. I'm like, did you just call me a Snyder Bro? Like that kind of straw manning, right? If you don't like the trailer, you're just a Snyder Bro. That was the exact same thing the Snyder Bros did. If you don't like, Zack Snyder's movies, you're just stuck in the past, and you just can't have anything other than the Donner movie. So they're just blindly for this. They just want to be excited about something. Come on, can't you just let us be excited? No, I'm going to do the same thing I always do. Hold you up to accountability. It's a horrible teaser trailer, and it was a calculated move on James Gunn's part. Remember, there was news coming out about how he was, not releasing the teaser trailer yet because he was very involved in this, and he wanted to make it just so. He chose for the first live-action image for you to see of his Superman was him defeated, barely able to walk, and then flashes of everyone kicking his butt, mad at him. Where's the inspiration? Where's the hero? Well, it's not all that. Well, then you shut up and get out of here because you don't know how to tell a Superman story. That's just plain and simple. Hollywood has no clue who this character is. Warner Brothers has no clue who this character Superman is. They can't handle it. They keep giving the job to people who've done other superhero films that have nothing to do or in no way can even remotely connect to Superman. And that's why they do it. And I'm not saying that you have to have done a Superman-like movie in order to do Superman. I mean, Richard Donner had done The Omen, for crying out loud, but he was able to do Superman. But Richard Donner didn't get the job of Superman because he'd done The Omen, right? Tim Burton got Superman because he'd done Batman. Bryan Singer got Superman because he'd done the X-Men. They wanted Chris Nolan to do Superman because he'd done Batman, and then he didn't want to do it, so they're like, well, let's get that guy who did The Watchmen. That's the same thing. Watchmen, Superman. And now they give it to the guy who did Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. Hollywood has no clue who this character is. Warner Brothers does not even remotely know this character. And I think if they they either don't know the character or they're ashamed of the character. Anybody in Warner Brothers execs who might really understand the character are totally ashamed of the character. They don't want a character who's really truly aspirational and good, and that was all hokey and cheesy. Leave that in the 70s and 80s. Come on, we need a darker, serious take. And I lost respect for so many people. I mean, it's one thing if you're like, I don't agree with this by any means. But I would at least have more respect for somebody who says, yeah, teaser trailer, I don't know. I'm still hoping the film might be better. At least admit the teaser trailer was crap. Now, put together 2 and 2 with the things James Gunn has said about it and the things he's showing us, and I can't see how this film is going to be all that much better. It's going to be some member berries. Oh, they're going to hurl the member berries in your face. It's going to be like a Spider-Man No Way Home, hurling member berries at you for left and right. And people are going to love this movie. They're going to love this movie because too many people have already decided to love this movie. They've already decided that this movie's great. And as I said in my review of the trailer, my immediate reaction to the teaser trailer, yeah, check out the grifter channels, the Fandom Menace. They're going to be all for this movie. They're going to decide to like this movie. This is one they're going for. Many of them like Zack Snyder's Justice League, for crying out loud. So it's just, what does the world come to? I don't want a reboot. I don't want other people to come in and make a better Superman. I want Hollywood just to stop. Stop it, Hollywood. I wish, I'm going to be a little crass here, pardon me, but it's just the only way to say it. I wish fans had the balls to stand up and say no to Hollywood. But they don't. They gotta go see it. I gotta give it a try. I gotta go see it. I wish if people had the integrity and the fortitude to stand up and say, absolutely not, we're done with your crap. We're done with your crap, Hollywood. We're going to go look at the original tried and true blue wonderful stories. I don't need a new Superman story right now. There are so many great titles that I need to reread or haven't read yet. That's the only way Hollywood will learn. And I've been saying this forever, and no one gets it. No one gets it. They're not fans of Superman. They're not fans of Star Wars. They're not fans of Batman. They're fans of new content. That's really what it comes down to, the heart of it. Most fans, on social media, YouTube or whatever, they're just fans of new content. They're fans of being able to talk about the new content. They're fans of community. I know I'm just preaching my sermon that I go on all the time, but it's true, and no one gets it. No one gets it. No one's able to, I know many of you who come to my channel because I say this, you get it. You turn your back on this garbage nonsense. That suit is ridiculous. It's not hard. It's not hard. I remember somebody tweeted James Gunn before the suit reveal, and they're saying, oh, it should have this. Please let it have the trunks or whatever. He's like, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. No, it's very simple, James Gunn. It's very simple. You go back to the classic suit. That's it. That's it. Superman only needs one suit. Go back to the classic. Just get the Christopher Reeve suit, for crying out loud, for all I care, and put on him. There's nothing wrong with that suit. I mean, I've said before, you could update it here, a little there if you really needed to, but you don't. Screw that. You don't need to update the suit. The suit is classic, it's timeless, it's iconic. We don't need it to look like a Guardians of the Galaxy flight suit. We don't need it a baggy, it just looks like mechanics overalls or whatever. We don't need the cape that comes to the shoulders, but not really stop it. Stop it with the little changes. Stop trying to imprint your little James Gunn stamp on it. I don't want to look at a movie. See, that's the thing. Somebody said in the comments of my last stream, and it was a brilliant comment. Such a good comment. He said, Hollywood, Warner Brothers keeps giving these films to the auteur filmmakers. And they keep wanting to make it their Superman movie, their Batman movie. Matt Reeves did the same thing with Batman. Screw that. Batman and Superman don't belong in the hands of an auteur. That's why Richard Donner was so brilliant with it, because look at the Richard Donner, the films he's made. Yeah, yes, he's a human being artist, so he's got a style or whatever, but he's done everything from The Omen to Loaded Gun to, Goonies. I mean, he's a very versatile, eclectic filmmaker, and he's not all about shoving his ego and putting his own little stamp on everything. I mean, you look at this Christopher Reeve Superman suit and compare that to George Reeves from the 50s. A little bit of changes maybe in the fabric style, or like maybe the slight hem of the waistline or whatever, but that's it. It's the same suit. No one thought, we gotta update it. We gotta change it up a little bit. Because it's perfect as is. Stop screwing around with the costume.